Breaking news here on Legal AF. I'm Karen Friedman Agnifilo. A massive disappointment ruling has just come down in Texas federal court, banning the FDA from producing the abortion pill, literally revoking the abortion pill license. So if you remember, there are two drugs that go into a medical abortion pill. One of them is called mifepristone, and that 23 years ago was fast tracked for approval. However, it has been widely studied by scientists for 23 years, and it has been found to be much safer than Viagra or penicillin. But because in 23 years ago, it was fast-tracked, this judge is now saying he's putting his religious and moral beliefs in the place of scientists, and he is revoking the FDA approval and not allowing this drug to have FDA approval. What does that mean? Even though he sits in Texas, first let's put this in context. There's 94 judicial districts all across the country, broken up into I think 12 or 13 circuits. And this particular judicial district only has one federal judge. Now, some judicial districts have many federal judges. And so when you go there, you spin the wheel and you get who you get. And some have some conservative judges, some have liberal judges, and you get who you get. Here, this particular district in Amarillo, Texas, has one judge, and he is a far right extreme Trump appointee. And again, his name is Matthew Kacsmaryk, and he has become the darling judge for forum shopping for people who want really radical right-wing decisions to come down. And so this judge, who, again, as I said, was a Trump appointee, he has revoked the FDA approval. He has stayed it for 7 days, allowing it to go to appeal. But his ruling will have an impact on the entire country and make it so that women across the nation will not have access to this pill. And sadly, unfortunately, will potentially resort to black market pills from other jurisdictions, from other countries, which is not safe. And if somebody is having a reaction to one of these unsafe drugs, if it's black market and therefore not regulated, there's a chilling effect worry that women will then choose not to seek treatment for that because they're for fear of retribution for taking these pills. But it's worth noting that most women who have abortions today have medical abortions that are done with pills and not in a doctor's office with surgery. So this is a terrible, terrible ruling, and it's a sad day for women and for democracy because, the Supreme Court couldn't have been clearer when they overruled Roe v. Wade. What they said was leave it up to the states. They said there's no nationwide federal right or any sort of fundamental right to an abortion, which of course I disagree with, but they said leave it up to the states. Let democracy decide. Let the states decide. But you know what? That wasn't good enough for the conservatives who, by the way, the plaintiffs in this case, the lead attorney is Senator Josh Hawley's wife. That's who's representing the plaintiffs. And his wife filed this in a remote Amarillo, Texas courthouse just to get this one judge. And this judge was a Trump appointee who was the general counsel to the far right First Liberty Institute, which is against LGBTQ rights, abortion, and contraception. And he's the most lawless judge in the country. What comes next from this? This is going to then be appealed to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. He did a 7-day stay before his order takes effect. However, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, as I said, there's 12 or 13 circuits. This is widely known as the most conservative circuit in the country with the most conservative activist judges. And so who knows what they're going to do, but I don't have faith that they will overrule this lawlessness. And frankly, we don't know what the Supreme Court will do either and whether they will rein him in. Now, also today, just surprisingly, in dueling rulings, a second ruling came down, and this is the ruling in Washington state, where a judge in Washington state issued a dueling injunction prohibiting the FDA from pulling mifepristone off the market. It literally directly conflicts with Kacsmaryk's ruling. And so so the FDA is both is going to have an injunction from releasing the drugs and an injunction from pulling the drugs. And so this is going straight to the Supreme Court. The question is, can we get it there quickly? How quickly can we get it there, and what will they do? And what will happen in the meantime while it's going to the Supreme Court? So this is a very big deal. This could impact every woman in every state, even states that have no restrictions on abortion. So this is a big deal. This is more of the Trump appointee judges being lawless. And this is a very, very sad day and step back for women in this country.
Love this video? Then you'll love the MeidasTouch podcast. Listen as my brothers and I break down the latest news and chat with top political leaders on the fastest growing pro-democracy podcast in the world. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Friday. Add the MeidasTouch podcast right now wherever you listen to your podcasts.